Morning, here with Chelsea.
Hey.
Bright and early. First look at the new rig wrap. We're just parking over here?
Yeah.
That'll do.
That'll do.
The new joke is we're the banana boys. Chelsea's the
big banana boys.
The well-seasoned banana, and I'm the underripe one covered in
I mean, that's kind of how it is with the team, too.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, you gotta ripe you up a little bit.
Maybe the next year I'll get the real yellow.
Yeah, real yellow. Yeah, exactly.
Got the new suit. Heading to the driver's meeting now. So today's technically media day. Not all the drivers come out here. Some people's cars aren't finished. Some people just don't prefer to drive a media day. The track's typically looser, but it's like a free day of practice. There's media day, and then we have like 2 off days, and then we're actually doing formal practice and then competition. So today will be a good way to kind of get a feel for the car on a different type of track and start to get familiar in the new chassis. So I'm excited. I love Long Beach. It's one of my favorite tracks. I'm looking forward to having some fun today. First lap out felt good, car felt great, just kinda need to get my marks back. The track's always super loose and there's no real like markers for the zone, so it's easy to get a little lost out there, but car feels perfect, so I'm stoked.
Long Beach giving you shit already.
Chelsea fed me this drink, and then next thing you know, I started booping the wall a little bit.
I know. After this, gave you the sauce, dude.
Turned up. The crazy thing with these cars, you barely feel it. I thought we were gonna get out of the car and there's just gonna be a little crunched wing.
Yeah, well, yeah. Just imagine it was like your S15. Like, just don't use the wall as a crutch.
I wasn't, dude.
Yeah, okay.
I learned from the best.
Yep. Can't deny that. All right, day 1 of media day has been completed. It's feeling a little bit rough in the beginning, just having a hard time getting my marks. I was actually going into zones a little bit too early and it was ruining the flow of the track. So once I started pushing that a little bit later on my last lap, it felt way better, but going into practice, those walls will have actual marks on them that are better visual references. So I'm looking forward to that. But overall, the car feels fantastic. Team's killing it. Chelsea's killing it. And, you know, I rubbed the rear bumper on the wall a little bit, but boys got her back together, and you know, we got spares. We want to make her look pretty, but we're gonna have some fun and just keep doing my thing and bring you guys along for it.
All right, so it's technically just like kind of another chill day. Official practice and qualifying is until tomorrow, but today we do have that Long Beach parade where we get to drive the drift cars around downtown. No burnouts, no drifting, but it should be fun. Let everyone around town see the cars. I'm excited to ride the Mustang around. Claude will ride with me. She just got in today. Look how crazy this setup looks with my car and everything. Part of our AutoZone activations. Got a little Pennzoil oil change game. Look at that photo. It's so cool. So, walking through, another thing that just showed up that I'm super excited about. A lot of you guys have been asking what we're gonna do for merch. So kind of depending on where the round is and what makes the most logistical sense, either the Fun Haver activation area will have the LZ merch for sale, or we'll have our own pop-up tent. But at this one, because it's far and we have a lot of stuff going on, we sent a few designs out here that the Fun Haver guys will sell. So if you want any LZ merch, this will be the spot.
And look what Colette surprised me with. Peter showed up.
Psychopath. Fun Haver,
so
Peter.
Excited. Fun having Pete. You out here having fun, buddy? So Pete's gonna come in the parade later. He'll cruise with us. Check these out. So I didn't want to do the same thing that I did before with the E36 merch because it was a limited run. So we did a white hoodie that looks insane. And then we did something that you guys have been asking for, and we did a black tee. Now, as of right now, this is just an exclusive thing that we only have at Long Beach. Not planning to put it on the site. We might do one or two of these things on the site. Check out this new BC Racing design we did. We got this on a tee and a hoodie. Cool little gradient symbol design. So these are the three main things we have, and we might have some like other prints and stuff, but I'm super excited. It's super cool. And then of course we've got the new team shirts too, which will be available online, but it won't be till a later date. And we got those right here. They're pretty sweet. So those are the fronts. And then we've got the backs. So fun fact, I was nervous about having such like a large print because, you know, like large prints can be kind of heavy, but the theory is you do the large print on the front and then you don't have it like sticking to your back, and it's actually kind of cool in the front. So large print on the front, low key in the back, and this is a Chelsea shirt. Super neat. Little Petey's joining us on our little adventure.
Yes. He's so excited.
He'll like the trans tunnel, it's really warm.
Oh, perfect. Here.
Chill there, buddy.
He loves warmth.
Oh, that's nice. Really tried this. This is a new test.
What type of fancy setup is this?
Well, we
lumbar support?
We didn't have time to do a seat pour like you fancy race car drivers, so they got me like a little squishy pillow that you put behind the seat, and we put it behind the cushion of the Recaro. So now I squish it, and it dials me in.
I love that for you.
It's like a stress ball.
Pete's your stress ball. Petey. He's so cute.
This is Pete's version of a doggy earmuff. Careful, because those zip ties are legit.
I did it the other way, so it's loose.
Oh, okay.
What? No.
He looks like a woman from like the 30s.
He likes it, I think. Oh, he's fine. He's not going to bed now. We're set. This is not animal abuse. This is to protect his ears when everything gets really loud, and honestly, I think he likes it. Pete loves being under covers or just in warmth, and I think he doesn't mind this. It's not that tight either. He's just chilling. Sometimes I wish he would care. He just doesn't care all the time, and it's great, but sometimes... Oh.
This is the wildest thing ever. Always.
Made it.
My anxiety goes through the roof at moments like this.
I know, we did good though. We did good. We're here.
Oh, the quietness is serene. All right, so it's official practice and qualifying day. Got a few different things I'm doing after watching some of the footage from media day. We'll have zones up, so now I'll be able to enter things a little bit later, flow through the course a little bit better. Overall, just gonna go, chill attitude, having a good time. Nice weather, good vibes, gotta have some fun. You guys are gonna see in some of my first laps, I struggled with getting the touch and go with where I need to be. Part of that was a timing thing. A lot of it has to do with me taking a different approach than I typically would. Typically, I would grab handbrake in the middle of the corner. I'm trying to achieve it a different way, technically the correct way, because these cars allow us to. Had some improvement. Vaughn got on the radio and told me to start looking for the rumble strip. Now, one of the things I've always struggled with drifting is visuals and marking points, and because this is a track with walls where you're going in blind, having me focus on that rumble strip to get the right apex rather than what I was doing, which was pushing a little bit too deep and then trying to like straight line, which wasn't working, was killing the flow. Looking for that rumble strip allowed me to actually late apex that corner and push deeper towards the touch and go and make the rest of the track feel better. So all I gotta do is push a little bit closer to that first touch and go, and that'll solve pretty much all my issues with the track. Practice session's over. I got a decent amount of laps. I think maybe like 6 or 7 total. But the best thing is I ended on one of my best laps. One of the things that helped the most is just really just timing, visuals, throttle, a lot of things that I just needed to really dial in. The difference between a turbo car where you have 100% of power, like 80% throttle, and a car like this where you don't have 100% power at 80% throttle is having to retrain my brain and how I apply brakes, steering, throttle. I'm getting it, but it's taking me a little bit longer than I'd like. But I feel good going to the next session. I got that chase lap in too, where I underestimated how fast the car was, so sitting.
How you feeling out there?
My last lap has me feeling good, so
Sick.
I'm stoked about it. How about you?
Good.
Hell yeah.
Good, couple little things. Everybody's still figuring their stuff out, and I only ran chases, so it was fun, but you know,
Yeah.
there's definitely some things going on.
All right, we got a 1-hour warm-up session right into qualifying. Probably get 2 runs, so got to do the thing. My last run felt good. Pushed it a little bit harder, but not too hard, and get some points on the board. Yeah, dude. New livery's looking sick. These are 2 of my favorite cars in FD right now. They both look so good. I'm excited. I'm gonna go out there, do my thing. How you enjoying being a spectator, pal?
I'm enjoying it, man.
Yeah?
It's an interesting process. Get to watch you lunatics behind the wheel. This dude showed up ready to murder people.
It's pretty cool having you in my ear, no homo.
Is it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't get used to it, but the first 2 rounds, I'll be there for you, buddy.
I appreciate it.
You're doing good. I know it's a lot of new for you. There's got to be a lot of lot of brain overload going on here today.
This guy racks my brain because he has the craziest drift theories that make so much sense, but I've never thought about it the way that you think about it.
What?
So I just like, I sit in the car sometimes and I'm just thinking like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
He's the analyzer of analyzers, and he's a pro at telling people in layman's terms how to do it.
Yeah,
so when he
man.
spits it, you're like, I don't even think about it. Half the stuff he tells me, I'm like, yeah, I just do this. But then they process it. I'm like, oh yeah,
Some
that's
of it
another way
almost,
of doing it.
some of it almost makes too much sense.
But
if I'm
also
being
maybe
honest.
no one asks you to explain it all the time. And
That's
everyone
true.
asks me to explain it all the time.
Yeah, so you know how to
So
explain
I've
it.
got my 10,000 hours in drifting and 10,000 hours of explaining it.
That's
so I'm
true.
Pretty all right at it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Good job, sitting in second right now.
Thanks. Third. It's okay.
Oh, you got bummed down?
I get one qualifying point.
Did you
at
get
this
bumped
point.
down?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know about
What did we
you.
get qualifying points again this year?
3 for first.
Oh, how about that?
2 for second.
Oh, perfect.
And 1 for third.
Let's go.
We lost power on that last one, and I turned the car off because I saw low oil pressure, and sure enough, something got wedged in the dry sump belt. So really hoping that I shut it off in time before the car lost oil pressure, and we're good. So the team's on it, they're bussing, and should be good. So the engine did indeed run for 3 seconds with 0 oil pressure. They have a filter, I believe it's called an Oberg filter, and basically what they're doing is they're running the pump and they're going to check that filter to see if there's anything in there before risking starting the engine and potentially doing more damage. And then from there we're going to make an assessment whether this engine is good to run or not. I believe in the boys. We'll get it done.
in drift without making any steering corrections.
Well, this should be exciting here. A driver with a new team. This is first ever competition run for Adam LZ. Adam LZ in that AutoZone RTR Spec 5. LZ gets all the way out there, taps the bumper. It does disrupt him. It throws him off his second outside zone into that third outside zone. He was on it earlier in practice, off of that touch and go. So there you go. That is a perfect example of going a little too deep, disrupting the attitude of the car, throwing him out of shape, and that threw him off a second, third outside zone. Touch and go. Car looks great. So happy that that he continued with that fade, the big stick fade. I like it. Great looking car. Scores are in. There it is. Adam LZ with an 81. That's an 81 for Adam LZ. So congratulations to him. Adam LZ puts him in 9th position. So I believe we're not going to be seeing him later, but we will see him tomorrow in head-to-head competition where he lands. TBD for LZ.
I'm definitely happy with that. I think there's a strong likelihood that we won't have to go and do another one of the knockout runs afterwards. Big shout out to Pennzoil, kept the engine together. We lost oil pressure for 3 seconds and the engine's healthy, fine, and good to go. I think the team's gonna kind of inspect a little bit more now that we're through with qualifying, but I went out, I probably did the best job I've ever done in Outer Zone 1. I was a little bit off the other points in the track. Honestly, I was just so excited about Outer Zone 1, but you know, I think, you know, maybe I had some runs that would have been a little bit higher than were earlier today, but a little bit farther off of Outer Zone 1, but overall, I'm super happy. For second time over this track in a brand new chassis and not having done the best lead laps out there in practice, I'm super stoked, so yeah. So looking at one of the logs, Chelsea was pointing out a previous lap where I had a pretty easy time at filling that zone.
Yeah, right here, the white is the run before.
Don't put your finger there because then I can't see it.
Qualifying, I know. I'm just pointing and then I'm gonna back up.
Yeah.
So if you look, how's this? Is better?
Yeah, that's good.
If you look at this, or I'll go down here. If you look at this area right here, it's leading to Outer Zone 2 on this map.
Yeah, we got a little map over here. It's hard.
So,
it's really hard to see, but basically the premise is I'm easing off the throttle a little bit too much, so I'm not driving across the track enough. And the data is telling us that.
The data never lies.
The data never lies.
Sometimes it's for you, sometimes it's against you.
All right, so I'm in the trailer with Ray, who oversees pretty much everything to do with our engines, tuning related, and any other aspect of them. Ray, I know you made the call not to run the engine again, and we're swapping it tonight. You want to explain what you found?
Well, the cool part is what gave us all the information we needed to make the call to allow you to run.
What's that?
Because we looked in this filter, which is it's called an Oberg. It goes in between the dry sump tank and the pump, so everything from the engine, all the oil, runs through this. So any oil that was in the engine goes through here. After your belt blew apart, we looked at it after we ran the pump and didn't see any particulate in it. So we decided to let you run your car, give you a chance to get in the show.
Yeah, because if we made the call not to, there's probably zero chance I would have been able to qualify. So
yeah,
I'm glad we made that call.
Yeah, you would have had no chance, and it would have definitely hurt the progress you've made out here so far.
Yep.
So you earned it with your efforts. So we knew that this is most likely going to be the outcome, but you know, this is what we do. We get you in the show, swap in another engine, give you a bullet for the whole rest of Saturday.
So when you went and checked that filter now again after the qualifying lap, I'm assuming you found some metal?
Oh yeah.
And this is some remnants?
That's some of it, yep.
Now what
you can see this shiny bit here, that's definitely some bearing material. At this point, it makes more sense to pull it out and be able to salvage as many components in the engine as possible to minimize the cost of rebuild.
That makes sense.
And put the other engine in. So I think we're in a really good place considering. It's definitely, with losing a belt, you did a good job backing out of it and not wasting the engine. So yeah. I'd say we're in pretty good shape.
So typically in Formula Drift, most cars will not run safety. So when you lose oil pressure, God forbid you're on a bank or by a wall, you don't go and total the chassis out. Now we were actually lucky enough that a safety was left on from the testing day that cut throttle and let me know something was up. Then I looked down at the oil pressure and saw there's no oil pressure, killed the car. Typically you wouldn't want that, but in our case, it saved my qualifying lap. So one of those things that worked out for the best.
Oh yeah, a lot of good luck happening right now.
I know, right? So, well anyway, I appreciate it. I know the team's working hard to get another motor in, and I guess tomorrow we'll go kill it.
Yes, sir.
You know it. Team's grinding, getting it done. They're switching everything from the old motor to the new one. Tomorrow, we'll have a fresh new motor ready to rip. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good day. We're gonna bring you guys along for the journey. We're gonna take it to the top. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.